What's up guys, this is Daniel and I'm going to do a review of the hybrid bench pad for the Ironmaster bench. This is not the Ironmaster Pro, this is just the regular Ironmaster bench, Super Bench that they came out with years ago. There are some differences. I'm going to try to contrast them with the original pad versus the hybrid pad here, and I'm just going to go through them kind of quick. So there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to get it, and maybe there's some of the same reasons that you want to as well. When I first started doing research on this pad and trying to consider buying it, I couldn't really find anything online, any videos, so thought I'd make one of my own to help somebody else out. First thing, major thing they changed, and you'll see this on their site, is the actual material itself. They changed from this more slick, traditional design of a pad over to this what they call carbon fiber material. Is it carbon fiber? Nah, you can tell it's really not. I mean, it's woven in a carbon fiber pattern, I guess, but maybe I'm wrong. But I mean, it serves the purpose that they designed it for, which is grip. Definitely more grip. So I'm trying to get a good shot here. The other one, when you would sweat, you would tend to slip. Not bad. I mean, I guess when they go and market something new, they tend to be over dramatic about it. To sell the new product, but really I never really had a big issue slipping on this bench. Yeah, would it get sweaty? Yeah, it would get sweaty. Would it get a little slippery? Yeah, it would. But I wasn't like sliding off the bench or anything. This one, you're definitely not going to slide around. You stick to it when you lay on it. So some people like that, some people won't. So once you get down, it's a little harder to readjust when you're setting up for a bench press or anything. It's not bad or anything, just know that if you care about that kind of stuff. So the next thing they did is responded to a lot of people said they wanted it wider, and what they landed on is making it wider here at the bottom and then skinnier at the top. So it's 12 inches here, and then it tapers into 10 inches, which is the same size as their original bench pad, 10 inches. Maybe some people will think that's a plus. To me, I definitely think that's a negative. If they had a 12-inch version all the way down, I definitely would have bought that over this. Their reasoning for that was they wanted to give people options. So they say, you know, some people like the 10-inch for variation of movements, and now you have the best of both worlds. So if you want to use the 10-inch side, you can. If you want to use the 12-inch side for different movements, you can. So again, that's relative, up to you whether you think that's a plus or a minus. I'm curious to see people's thoughts on this, so leave a comment in the description, the comment box, and let me know what you think. If you like this approach, or if you would like it, you know, wider all the way through 12 inches, or even wider. I think maybe, you know, 13 or 14 inches would be nice. I've always thought the 10-inch was just too thin, too skinny, not as wide. I'm a bigger guy, so I'm 250 pounds, and maybe it's just me. Maybe once I lose a bunch of fat, I'll like the 10 inches. So, yeah, that's that. And then the other thing they did, which is very interesting to me, I don't know why they did this. I'll give you my take on it. Obviously, it's not, you know, from Ironmaster or anything. I'm gonna try to throw this up here to get a good shot of it. So they made it thinner. They made it a half-inch. I think it's a half-inch thinner. So this one is 3 inches thick, and that one below is 2.5 inches. I got a tape measure here, actually. I'm gonna test that out. So let's see here. Yeah, I guess 3 inches. And then this one here, I guess 2.5 if you're gonna be generous. Not really. So there's that. Now, they didn't just change the thickness, they also used a different pad. So you can see that this pad here is definitely more dense. If you don't like that, just be aware that it's definitely not as squishy, not as pliable. It's more firm. You can tell here. I'll show you in a minute. I'll flip this one around. But what I wanted to show you first is the sizing compared to the old pad and the new pad. So you can see that just laying them on one on top of the other, you can see that it is indeed wider, and it's about 2 inches on the bottom part here, or the top, however you have it configured. And then this is 10 inches just like the other one. So you're not, gaining anything there. Like maybe you think they would say 10 inches, but it would really be 10.5 or something. It's not. It's exactly the same as the other one. And lining these up at the end here, you can see there's a teeny tiny bit more length. They say 44 and 44 on the old and the new, but there's a teeny tiny bit more length on the new one. Personally, I've always thought that it's not long enough for me. I wish it was probably about 3 inches longer. And that would be ideal for my taste. So you can see this pad here, it's got some squish to it, and this one doesn't. I mean, that's firm. So I don't know what you like. This doesn't bother me. I'm glad they didn't make, the new one squishy like that one. I don't know what the technical term is. I'll call it squishy. So, because if this wasn't so dense and you sat on it and laid on it, I feel like you would just, with losing that 1/2 inch, sink down to the plywood. We'll see how it holds up over time. Next thing I got was wheels. The wheel kit for like 30 bucks. I thought it was a good deal. On the original Ironmaster Super Bench, you replace this whole block when it comes with it. That whole tube of steel, and it comes with the wheels like welded on. If you're gonna buy I don't really understand why they sell the Super Bench Pro wheels, because it comes with the wheels. So whatever, I don't know if something happens to them, you can buy new ones, but it's just like a plate that you bolt onto it. But just know there's a difference if you want to upgrade your kit. I guess this is kind of just turning into a review of the Super Bench as a whole. Another thing that kind of bothers me about this bench is the seat. On a traditional bench, when you sit down, there's no flex in the seat. So when you sit down and you load up, pushing something over your head, there's no flex. I mean, you feel like it's what you're sitting on is solid and firm. It's not really the case with this bench. So here's the seat, and you have 3 different heights, which is nice. Typically, I just use the top because I'd be sitting too low in any other position, unless I'm doing like an incline. Then sometimes I'll drop it down because my feet will be up a little bit. So first off, the seat is tiny, and I think small. So I'm 6 foot exactly, 250 pounds, somewhere around that. And I can feel the flex just sitting on it. You can see this just a tube, a steel tube that wraps around the back of the bench, goes into the hole there to hold it in, and maybe you can see a little bit of flex. When you load up some weight and you're doing like an overhead press, anything where you've got a lot of vertical force coming directly down from overhead, you're gonna feel this seat flex a little bit down. Do I feel like it's gonna snap off and break? No, I don't think that, but I can definitely feel a little bit of a bounce. I can feel a little bit of a flex. It's kind of skinny, tiny to see, and I don't know, something to think about if you're going to buy it. And just know that on a traditional bench, you're not going to feel any of that. It's going to be solid. It's going to be more than likely it's going to be wider. And now with the price of the Super Bench Pro, I think it's close to $400. There's a lot of options out there now where there just didn't used to be a lot of options. Now there are. And I'll tell you why I like the bench and why I have the bench. I've been bragging this thing the whole time. I really like the bench. The main reason is because of my garage. So you can see I don't have a lot of space. I have a 2-car garage, and I use half of the garage for my gym. So there's not a lot of space to move around. So what I like about this, and this is why I got the wheels, and y'all do it any way you want. This is the way I do it. I just tip it up and roll it around like this. It's awesome. The wheels, I didn't think I would be so excited about them, but it turned out to be something I really, really like a lot. And now I can just throw it over here, right up against the wall. Done, out of the way. It's not a big, heavy bench, so you can pick it up and move it around. I did that for years. But rolling it around is a lot easier, in my opinion. A lot easier to manipulate it and get it where you want it, and just more convenient to move it around the garage. And for $30, why not? And I like how I can just stand it up like that now. I guess I could have before, but it's just easier to do it that way with the wheels. The other thing people complain about is the Super Bench is higher off the ground when you lay it flat. So your legs, maybe if you're laying, this is your legs and this is like your knees, they might be up a little bit and your feet can't hit the floor. What they did with the Pro is they lowered it down a little bit so your feet can, you know, sit flat on the floor. I don't have that problem. Like I said, I'm 6 foot. I'm just giving y'all guys an example in case someone else is out there 6 foot. But if I was 5'8", maybe, yeah. If I was 5'8", then I would want to get the Pro, because that would be annoying to not be able to put my feet flat on the ground. I mean, I can see why. Anyway, so that's the review. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll answer them. And overall, it's a great bench. I like it. Would I buy it if I had a bigger space? No, I wouldn't, because for, you know, $150, $200 more, you know, I can get something that solves all the problems I have with this one. So hope that helped. All right, guys, till next time.